Let's start with something almost everyone does, without thinking. Complaining. Sounds harmless, right? You're frustrated. Work is stressful. Your boss is unfair. Your pay is low. So you vent. Maybe during lunch. Maybe in a group chat. Maybe in front of coworkers. And in that moment, it feels good. But something strange happens in the minds of the people listening. They don't see honesty. They see weakness. Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature. People rarely respect the person who needs sympathy. Think about your own life for a second. In every workplace, there's always that one person. The one who complains about everything. The boss is terrible. The company is unfair. No one appreciates me. Now be honest. Do people see that person as a future leader? Or as someone who can't handle pressure? Exactly. But now imagine a second person. Same job, same problems, same stress. But they never complain publicly. They show up. They stay calm. They handle things quietly. Promotion time comes. Who gets chosen? Almost always the second person. Why? Because leaders are not chosen based on who suffers the most. They are chosen based on who looks stable under pressure. And complaining sends two dangerous signals. First signal, I don't control my situation. Second signal, I need emotional support. Both signals destroy authority. Powerful people know something others don't. Pain should be handled privately. Because the moment your struggle becomes public entertainment, your image changes. People stop seeing you as strong. They start seeing you as manageable. And once people think they can manage you, your influence disappears. But complaining isn't even the most dangerous mistake. There's another behavior that destroys respect even faster. And most people do it trying to look honest. But instead, it makes them look insecure forever. Never reveal your insecurities in public. Now this might sound strange, because modern culture tells you the opposite. Be vulnerable. Share your struggles. Open up. And sometimes, in private, that's healthy. But in public, it changes how people rank you mentally. The moment you say something like, I'm not good at this, I'm terrible with money, I don't think I can handle that responsibility, you think you're being honest. But the room hears something very different. They hear, lower your expectations of me. And once expectations drop, they rarely go back up. Let's say you're at a dinner. People are discussing investments, stocks, real estate, business ideas. Someone asks you, so what kind of investments are you into? Most people panic. They laugh awkwardly and say, oh, I don't understand that stuff. Conversation moves on. But something invisible just happened. Everyone in that room now has a mental label for you. Not financially sharp. And that label sticks. Now imagine a different response. You say calmly, I'm exploring a few things right now. Still studying the market. Same reality, but completely different perception. One response shows weakness, the other shows controlled mystery. And mystery is powerful. Machiavelli knew this very well. Authority doesn't collapse because of failure. Authority collapses when people see uncertainty. Which leads to the third mistake, and this one destroys power in a completely different way. Because instead of looking weak, it makes you look foolish, and millions of people proudly do it every single day on social media. Never brag about your plans. This mistake is everywhere. People announce everything. New business ideas. Future goals. Huge plans. I'm launching something big next month. Just wait. Big things are coming. At first it sounds impressive. But experienced people react differently. They smile, quietly. Because they know something most beginners don't. Talking about success gives your brain fake satisfaction. And fake satisfaction kills execution. There's even psychological research showing that announcing goals publicly can reduce the motivation to actually achieve them. But there's another darker reason. When you reveal your plans, you give people a map of your intentions, a map of your ambitions, and sometimes a map of how to stop you. Smart operators move differently. They stay quiet. They build in silence. Then one day, results appear. No announcement, no hype, just proof. And that surprise effect is powerful, because power grows strongest when no one sees it coming. But now we're entering more subtle territory. The next mistake seems small. So small most people never notice it. But it can quietly create enemies you never intended to make. And once that happens, your social power begins to collapse. Never take public sides in small conflicts. Imagine two co-workers arguing. Both come to you. Tell me honestly, I'm right, right? This is a trap. Because the moment you publicly support one side, you automatically create an enemy on the other. And that enemy will remember. Humans store emotional memory far longer than logical memory. People forget arguments, but they never forget who stood against them. Machiavelli warned leaders about this centuries ago. A smart strategist observes conflicts. He doesn't rush into them. Because emotional alliances are unstable. Today's friend can become tomorrow's rival. And if that rival gains power later, your past loyalty becomes a liability. Neutrality, when used correctly, is not weakness. It's strategic patience. But here's the next mistake. And it reveals something even more dangerous. A deep psychological hunger. One that destroys authority faster than almost anything else. The need for attention. Never show hunger for attention. Watch any social gathering carefully. You'll notice two types of people. The first type moves constantly, talking loudly, laughing the hardest, trying to impress everyone. They chase attention. The second type behaves differently. They're calm. They observe more than they speak, and when they do speak, people listen. Why? Because silence creates gravity. People are drawn to those who seem self-contained. Machiavelli believed dependence destroys authority. The moment people sense you need approval, your value drops. Because need signals weakness. Powerful presence works the opposite way. Instead of chasing attention, it attracts attention. But there's one mistake even more destructive. A mistake that instantly exposes emotional weakness. And the worst part? It often happens when someone tries to provoke you. The final rule might be the most important. Never break under public pressure. Pressure reveals truth. At least, that's what people believe. When someone attacks you publicly, criticizes you, or tries to embarrass you, everyone in the room watches your reaction. Your voice, your posture, your face. If you panic, your authority disappears instantly. But when someone remains calm, something powerful happens. The room shifts. People stop focusing on the attacker. They start focusing on the composed person. Because calmness under pressure sends a signal that words cannot. It says, "Nothing here can control me." And humans instinctively respect emotional stability. But there are three final public mistakes that silently destroy power. Over-explaining yourself. Showing bitterness after rejection. And publicly criticizing someone more powerful. Each one reveals the same thing. Loss of emotional control. Machiavelli understood something deeply uncomfortable about social power. Strength is not about dominating others. It's about controlling your own reactions. When you remove these 9 behaviors from your life, no complaining, No insecurity, no bragging, no unnecessary alliances, no attention chasing, no emotional breakdowns, no over-explaining, no bitterness, no reckless attacks on power. Something strange happens. People begin to treat you differently. They listen more carefully. They watch you more closely. And they respect you more, even if they don't fully understand why. Because mystery creates authority. And a person who cannot be easily read cannot be easily controlled. So the real question is this: which of these 9 mistakes have you been making without realizing it? And if you remove just one today, how differently would people start seeing you tomorrow? Comment below. Control is power. Because once you master your reactions, you master the room. And when you master the room, you master the game.